So you just bought yourself your first car stereo and you're ready to get it installed, but there are three main things that you need to properly put this inside your vehicle, and we're about to talk about those right now. What's up, y'all? This is your boy JP the Install Guy here. Hope to make your install life a little bit easier. And if it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe, because from time to time I like to share my car audio knowledge, so whether you're a beginner or advanced, this channel just might be for you. So the first part that you're going to need to install this radio is going to be a dash kit. If you guys remove your factory radio, you'll see that your factory radio and this aftermarket radio are not the same size. And if you just try to install this by itself, then it's going to look like a radio just sitting in a hole from where something used to be. That's why they actually make dash kits. Now this right here is a perfectly molded piece of ABS plastic, and it allows you to install your car stereo inside this piece. So when you put it inside the car, it makes this radio look like it's supposed to be there. And not only will it look good like it's supposed to be there, but it's going to be secure. As you can see right here, those little spaces right there are the mounting brackets as well. So what you would do is when you take those two 10 mils out, or whatever screw that's actually holding the factory radio in, when you mount this inside this, you're going to use those exact same screws to mount this in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And what determines the cost of this dash kit, it really just depends on what type of vehicle you have. Because I've actually seen these dash kits priced as low as 15 bucks all the way up to 500 or even $600. So even though it may be a little bit expensive, if you guys want to swap that radio out in your vehicle, a dash kit is the #1 piece that you have to have. So we've already talked about the dash kit. Next, this is probably going to be equally important, if not more important. You are going to need a wiring harness. I think this may be an even more important part because it deals with the electrical wiring of the vehicle that goes to the radio. When you take your factory radio out, you're going to have two plugs that unplug from the back of that factory radio. Now, the thing about it is that on the other side of that harness, you're going to have some wire colors that are going to look a little bit unfamiliar, and they're going to be color coded all type of different ways. The wire harness's job is to actually take that exact same female side of the connector and plug it into the male side from the car, and then it's going to actually convert those factory wire colors to the CEA compliant aftermarket wire colors. So what I mean by that is that the aftermarket radios have a certain color for each individual wire that goes to something pertaining to the factory radio, and it will make installation extremely easy if these colors matched up with these colors, and that's exactly what the wire harness does. If you guys don't know what these wire colors mean, I do have some videos showing you guys how to actually wire up a CD player. I will link that stuff in the description for you, and that card should be popping up in the corner if you guys need any secondary resources. Just like the dash kit, the cost of the wire harness is going to be determined by the year, make, and model of your car. So this one right here, the 1761, this is for a base model Toyota, and it's only about $16.99. And then you have the pack radio replacement interface. This right here is the RP4CH11. I actually just did a video showing you guys how to wire this one up, but this wire harness is for your Jeep, Chrysler, or Dodges that have the CAN bus radios, which basically just mean there's a data signal that actually turns your radio on instead of an ignition wire. It also retains steering wheel controls, and if you have a factory amp, it will retain that as well, but this harness is well over $100. And the third and final thing that you may or may not need will be an antenna adapter. So on the back of your aftermarket radio, this antenna port right here takes a Motorola style plug. Now in some Toyotas, Lexuses, and some Fords, they already have the Motorola style plug from the factory. But for some of your Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, your European cars, Chevys, or GMCs, yo guys do not have the Motorola plug. You have a different style plug, which means that if you want your AM FM radio to actually work with your aftermarket radio, you're going to need an adapter. Now the reason I say that you may or may not need it is not just because your car may already have this plug or not, but nowadays a lot of people don't actually listen to the radio. In order for your aftermarket radio to be secured and look good, you need the dash kit. In order for it to work properly, you need the wire harness. But if you don't listen to the radio, then you don't need the antenna adapter. But for a lot of those people who barely listen to it, but every now and then they want to actually hear some stations, this is a certified part that you will need in order for those things to come through. So with those 3 parts, you guys will be able to install any radio that fits your car. Now, one thing that I need you guys to understand is that when you take that factory radio out, any type of OEM features that goes with that radio will leave with that radio. So yes, I'm talking about your factory backup camera, steering wheel controls, GPS navigation, Bluetooth, and yes, your Sirius XM satellite radio. Now, they do make an additional parts as far as modules and other parts that you would need to actually retain all of that stuff, and I'm going to make sure I create a series of videos, so make sure that you guys stick around and subscribe so you don't miss out on any type of information. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys found some type of value. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment if you want to. I do want to take this time to give a shout out to all of my Patreons. You guys go the extra mile supporting me and the channel, so I make sure I go the extra mile supporting you by giving you some of the behind the scenes footage, and that's also a platform that I'm choosing to do all my one-on-one coaches and teachings and help and stuff like that. So with that being said, this your boy JP the Install Guy signing out, wishing y'all happy installing and a blessed day. Peace.